Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. We are having a great day here, coming off a 2-0 day on the video yesterday. We hit Phillies money line. We hit the over 8.5 in the Dodgers Mets game. So, a nice little 2-0 day there. Had a good day on the premium card as well. Somehow went 3-0 in NHL last night. I am far from an NHL better, but yeah, we've been doing the thing there in NHL for this playoff. So, great day for me on Wednesday. Let's keep the train moving here and have a good day on Thursday. Shout out to my boy in the comments. I think your name was Jeff or something along those lines. I saw the YouTube comment. Thank you for watching. Everyone that watches these videos, thank you. Please be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you know when these videos come out every single day. The viewership on these videos has not been great throughout the first 2 weeks of doing them, but that's not going to stop me. We're going to keep going. I usually get okay viewership on the NFL videos that I do. We were getting pretty good viewership on the live streams across all platforms when I was doing that at 3 o'clock. Like I said, once NFL comes, there's room for me to do these videos every single day and do the live streams. So we'll probably have both of those coming once we get close to college football. But for now, I'm going to focus on these videos. Anyone that watches, I appreciate you. I'm going to keep hammering them out every single day and hopefully keep providing you guys with winning picks. There's a lot of I don't want to like call anyone out because it's just not my place, and I don't like to get involved with stuff like that. But there's just a lot of I feel like transparency is an issue, in this industry when it comes to sports betting and daily fantasy sports. So, I have been a profitable bettor for the last 2 years. That's why I get on here and try and just provide, my angle at how I'm playing these slates. I feel like there's different routes to get to where you want to go in anything you do. And that can be the same, that was the same back when I was more focused. Not that I don't do DFS content, because I still do DFS content every single day. It's just with the rise of sports betting, that's kind of what has taken over. But there's different ways to research a DFS slate, and you don't have to say one way's right or wrong. Different people have different processes, and I like to bring my kind of background of being able to analyze a DFS slate. I like to bring that aspect of it and being able to dive into these games individually for sports betting. And like I said, it's worked out. I've been a profitable bettor. So if you watch these videos, I appreciate you. I come on here and try to provide, my process and hopefully pass off some information to you. And, I'm open. I'm always open. I'm always learning new things when it comes to this. So that's a long way of saying I appreciate anyone that watches these videos, and hopefully we can keep providing some winning plays. All right, so Thursday, this is kind of like that smaller day for baseball. So it's going to be a one pick video for baseball today. I will talk about this basketball game though after, because there's some stuff I want to talk about there. So let's dive in though and talk about baseball. The When I was researching this slate, the one thing that kept sticking out to me was this Diamondbacks and Mets game. So we have Zach Gallen. First and foremost, we talked about it on yesterday's video. I literally could not have said it any better on yesterday's video. I said if the Dodgers don't have a ton of runs early in the game, don't you worry, because that back end of the Mets bullpen is in such shambles, it probably won't matter. And it was 3-3 going into the later aspects of that game, later innings. And what happened? The Mets bullpen did their thing, melted down. Dodgers had like a 6-run eighth inning or something. I don't even remember. I can't remember who it was. I don't know why his name is escaping me, but guy gets ejected for arguing with the third base umpire. Throws his glove over the, into the crowd in the post game press conference. He's like, "Yeah, this is the worst team in the league." Like, what is going on over there? Just utter shambles, the New York Mets. I would say I feel bad for Mets fans, but those Mets fans are also, there's probably some crossover there when it comes to the New York Rangers and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks obviously aren't going to win a championship, but they're in a good place and they just had a nice little playoff run there. It didn't end how those fans wanted it to, but they got some fun out of it. And then the Rangers are fully entrenched here, might go to the Stanley Cup final. So I would say I feel bad for Mets fans, but I really don't. They're just in absolute shambles right now. But with that being said, that's what keeps sticking out to me about this game. I keep looking at it, and we have Zach Gallen going for the Diamondbacks, Cy Young pitcher, Zach Gallen, and we have Christian Scott, who's one of the best Mets prospects. And the Diamondbacks are minus 120 here. And it just kept sticking out. I'm like, the Diamondbacks should be bigger favorites here, right? Like, you have Zach Gallen going, you have the Mets in just complete and utter shambles as a team. Why are the Diamondbacks not bigger favorites? Now, yes, the Mets are at home. The Diamondbacks are also traveling here. They were just in Texas, I think. I'm pretty sure that's who they were playing. And they had to travel to New York here. So it's a little bit of travel with no, off day for the Diamondbacks. But that's just, I'm not really buying that. So I look into this game, and I'm not going to take a side of this game because I told you yesterday, I think that was yesterday's video or the day before, I can't remember, but I said, I'm just really not in a place where I want to bet on the Mets for a full game because of this condition of the back end of their bullpen. They can be up 4 runs going to the 9th inning and they'll still lose. So I'm just not in a spot where I'm ready to back the New York Mets. I would consider backing the Mets first 5 though, because they've actually been good. Like they pushed the first 5 yesterday against the Dodgers. It was tied 3-3. So, I would be fine if you want to take Mets first 5 here. I would be fine with that because Zach Gallen, he kind of struggled to start the year. But over the last month, his numbers have been pretty consistent, right? Mid 3 expected ERA, and everything across the board is it's just pretty solid. He's just solid overall pitcher, nothing crazy. Now, I will say though, he's been worse on the road this season and for his career. I went and looked at his numbers this season, his splits, and it's a small sample size, obviously. It's only May 30th here, but at home, he's given up a 225 batting average, on the road 240. So higher batting average allowed on the road versus his home starts. He's got more strikeouts at home than on the road. And then if we look at just ERA, he's got a 205 ERA in Arizona, 433 on the road. And this is equal amount of starts, 5 home starts, 5 road starts. So he's most certainly been better at home this year than on the road. And I don't like to cite small sample sizes like that. So then I went ahead and looked at, his career, and it's pretty much the same. For his career at home, given up a 213 batting average, on the road 225, so 10 points higher on the road versus his home starts for his career. And again, it's an even amount of games here. He's had 62 home starts and 63 away starts. And for his career ERA at home, 282, on the road 360, so full run higher. So, he's definitely better at home in Arizona than on the road. So that's one factor kind of contributing to this. The money line predictor also liked the Mets. You can see here, we have the Mets closer to 56% chance to win this game. So a 10% differential between actual and what we project. So money line predictor likes the Mets. Zach Allen's worse on the road. And just from a narrative perspective, I do think you can look at this one of 2 ways. You had a guy get ejected from a game, come out in the post game and say, I'm on the worst team in MLB. And then he gets kicked off the team. That can go one of 2 ways. The team is already pretty much at bottom. They're not playing up to expectation. They've struggled for the entire season. So they can just keep sucking, and I guess nobody will be surprised at this point because they've sucked for 2 months for the entire season. They can also use it as kind of a rally together moment and come together. And look, the Mets are not going to go on and win the World Series. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, but they can at least show some pride here, rally together. We're not the worst team in baseball, and just start winning a couple games here and there. Just don't be what you've been for the last month or so. So it's one of two ways you can look at that. I don't really love the handicap narrative stuff like that, but I do think maybe that could factor into the Mets playing just a little motivated today, coming off that happening yesterday. So, those are factors that are contributing to why I think the Mets maybe could come out and win here. But again, the pick is not Mets. I'm not giving out the Mets as my pick today. This is a long-winded explanation of me to get to how shambles this bullpen is in. The bullpen is taxed. The back end is taxed. David Peterson did not throw long yesterday. They had to go to the bullpen early. A guy got removed from the team. They put Edwin Diaz on the injured list. The bullpen is in complete shambles. They absolutely unequivocally, they need a big start from Christian Scott today. It's not a question of if, they must. They need a big start from Christian Scott today. So if we look at Christian Scott, like I said, he's a top 5 prospect for the Mets. The guy's got solid numbers across the board. 3.31 expected ERA, 23% strikeout rate, only gives up 37% hard hits, 290 WOBA allowed. Like, the guy's got good stuff, and he's got good numbers across the board. So I like Christian Scott. The pick that we're going with today, like I said, they need a big start from him. We're going to go Christian Scott over 17.5 pitching outs. So for him to cash that 17.5 outs, we're going to need Christian Scott to throw 6 innings. They need 6 innings or more from him today with the shape of this bullpen right now. And he's hit 6 innings in 3 of his 4 starts. It's not like this guy's been coming out there and throwing, 4 innings to start, and now I'm asking him to go get 16. He's thrown 6 and 2/3, 6, 4, and 6. The 4 was against the Marlins. He gave up 4 runs, and he just wasn't having a good day. But he's hit 18 pitching outs in 3 of his 4 starts, and now we're in a spot where this bullpen is taxed, battered, bruised. They need a 6-inning start from Christian Scott today. So give me Christian Scott over 17.5 pitching outs for my baseball play today. This is a way that we can back the Mets playing well, but I don't really need to bet on them to win the game. So Christian Scott over 17.5 outs is the play today. As far as this basketball game goes here, you can see the Timberwolves are pretty big favorites here. Minus 4.5, which I was surprised to see. I thought it'd be more 2.5. Minus 4.5. They're minus 192 on the money line. Dallas is the public side here because they're up, 3-1 in the series. No shocker there. The key factor for me in this game is going to be Derek Lively. I saw Derek Lively got upgraded to questionable. He was present at shoot-around this morning. So it's looking to me like Derek Lively is going to play in this game. I would like to see a kind of, I would like to see some report that says he's going to be like a full go or something, and he's not only going to play 10 minutes. But I think that's an underrated factor here. Like, Derek Lively, they've put the graphic up on TV multiple times. He has the second best plus minus in the playoffs for a rookie ever behind Manu Ginobili. They've shown that graphic a few times during the games. I can't understate how key of a role he's played for this Mavericks team. Not only just him being in there, being effective, defensive, being active, rebounding and blocking shots. His playmaking is underrated here. He can make passes out of the post that Maxi Kleber, who's really not a post player, and Daniel Gafford, those guys can't make passes. And Dwight Powell is a net zero. Dwight Powell is useless. He was terrible in game 3, or game 4 when the first game that when Lively went out injured and they had to put Dwight Powell in, he was terrible. And then last game, he only played a few minutes and he was minus like 4 or 5 in like 3 minutes of action. Like, he was terrible. He cannot be on the floor. So, we don't need to see him at all if Lively plays. And his playmaking is underrated. So, this definitely plays into it. If Derek Lively is any sort of a go tonight, I like Dallas on the money line. I definitely would be taking Dallas plus 4.5. I would be taking Dallas on the money line. I think Dallas is the better team. And that's not any slight to Minnesota. I think Minnesota's a great team. They just beat the defending champions, but Dallas is not a good matchup for them. And if they have a full go Lively, I just don't think Minnesota can stop them for a full game. So if Lively's a full go, I will be betting Dallas money line tonight. Stay tuned to that news throughout the day, and we'll see what happens. As far as props go, I think Anthony Edwards, he's come out on fire the last 2 games. I think the same thing will happen tonight. So I think you could go right back to his first quarter point total. Let me see what it is here. They had him at 6.5 2 games ago. He hit that. And then I think it was 7.5 last game. Let's see. Anthony Edwards' first quarter points. Yeah, 7.5. It's juicy at minus 130. I think you can go right back to it. No issues there. And I think even Luka first quarter points, 7.5, I kind of like, but Ant Edwards over 7.5 first quarter points looks good to me. And then Dallas money line, if Lively is a full go, looks good to me. And it's plus 166 on FanDuel. Like, I'm really, really interested in that. So that's something to watch throughout the day. Overall, that does it. Thank you guys for tuning into today's video. Like the video if you made it this far. Follow the channel so you know when I post these every single day. Good luck with your bets tonight, and I will see everybody for a big Friday slate tomorrow.